Alright, so here's a fact that's gonna blow your mind, okay? Airlines made more than $33 billion from just baggage fees in 2023, and it's only gonna get higher and higher each year. So I've been thinking, despite the massive baggage charges I've had to pay all my life, I've never really traveled without compromising on what I can pack. The solution is simple: minimalism. Let's get into 10 minimalist packing tips that'll make travel super easy for you. Number 10. Rent or buy at your destination. So look, sooner or later, you're gonna need something that you just weren't able to pack. The good news is, you'll be able to stock up at your destination, unless you're traveling to the jungle or something, in which case, you should probably buy what you need before you get there. For example, if you're traveling with your baby, you already know how much of a pain diapers can be to pack. They weigh a ton and take up space that could be used for all sorts of other things, and they could also get damaged on the way if you're not careful. But here's the thing, you can just buy them wherever you land. The same goes for other heavy items like hiking boots, tents, or other types of sports equipment or outdoor gear. Honestly, you can probably rent most of this stuff anyway, so you might as well skip the headache of packing it all up. Some of the oddest things I've seen people bring on a trip were flippers or scuba gear, when in reality, they could be renting it at their destination. Number 9. Pack a smaller bag. If you have a massive bag, you're going to want to fill it to the brim. It's just human nature, so guys, trust me when I say that packing a smaller bag really actually helps. Perhaps more important than using a small bag is finding the right bag. It should have full of mobility with smooth wheels that let you drag it without much effort. And if you're going for a backpack, make sure you use one with plenty of pockets. The more things you can stuff into your carry-on, the better, because that means you'll have less to worry about your main suitcase. In fact, consider skipping the suitcase entirely. A proper minimalist vacation doesn't require a ton of luggage anyway, and knowing that you only have a backpack's worth of space will get you in the mindset to cut out the unnecessary cargo. Number 8. Use packing cubes. Here's a real hack that'll take your packing to the next level. I absolutely love packing cubes because they save a bunch of space that you wouldn't even know have existed. Your belongings will be neatly organized without falling all over the place, and the fact that they'll stay in one place during your journey lets you stuff a few extra items. This is especially useful for packing the small stuff. Like, how often do we pack everything up only to realize we forgot something like a tiny toothbrush or a hairbrush? Packing cubes allow you to avoid situations like that, because you'll always have room for more once everything is organized into a neat little grid. I'll leave a link down below for some of my favorite packing cubes. Number 7. Make a list. If you don't know what you're bringing along, you're inevitably gonna overpack. Do some research on your destination to figure out what types of clothes you'd wear and whether you'll need to bring a few extra items along, like chargers or appliances. It also depends on the length of your stay, since longer trips require more comprehensive lists. Now, in case you're having trouble making this list, I have a tip for you. The next time you go on vacation, note down everything you used and remember what you didn't end up using. This will help you whittle down your options for future trips, because you'll know exactly what you need. And let me tell you, it's so important to focus on what you need instead of what you want. If you're unsure about a certain item, it's best to just leave it behind. After all, if you really needed it and you wouldn't have any doubts about it, now would you? Number 6, stick to your guns. This is where things can get a little tricky. You can make all the rules in the world, but if you have a hard time sticking to them, you just won't be able to attain minimalist packing perfection. Give yourself a bit of wiggle room in the list for sure, but try not to go overboard. The more you break your own rules, the harder it'll be to keep things lightweight for your journey. It takes a bit of practice and discipline, but trust me, you'll be glad you decided to go the minimalist route when you feel how light your backpack is, especially if it has everything you need for your trip. Number 5. Pack versatile outfits. You don't need to bring your entire wardrobe along with you. Most of the time, you can get away with just a few outfits as long as everything goes together. One great way to achieve this is by going for neutral tones, because you can mix and match to create brand new outfits with just a handful of clothes. Instead of looking at individual shirts and pants, try to plan out what you'll wear in advance. That way, you'll know exactly what to bring along, and you won't have to worry about the sudden wardrobe malfunctions at the destination either. Oh, and try not to bring too many shoes. They take up way more space than they're worth, and you can't even do anything to reduce it. Besides, any shoes that you travel with have a good chance of getting ruined, so it's best to play it safe. Try and bring only one pair of shoes that you can use for a fancy night out and a casual day out. There's no need to bring a separate pair of shoes for every single different occasion. Number 4. Roll your clothes. I know, everyone's mom taught them how to fold clothes, and it's difficult to let that concept go, but you'll be amazed at just how much of a difference rolling your clothes can make. You can even roll entire outfits together, which would make it even a heck of a lot easier to find something to wear when the time comes. What makes this technique even better is that it keeps your clothes wrinkle-free. As long as you roll them up tightly, you'll easily free up half the space they would have used otherwise, and they'll come out on the other side looking crisp and ready to wear. Now when you combine this tip with putting them into packing cubes, that's where you start saving a lot of space overall. Number 3. Wear your heaviest clothes. Airlines can charge you for any baggage you bring, but what they can't charge you for is for your own weight. So if you're heading on over to a cold part of the world, you can just wear your heavy winter jacket to the airport. Replace the weight the jacket would have taken up in your suitcase with anything else you might need, like extra cosmetics or even a pair of shoes if you want to fit them in their first time around. In fact, why not just wear your heavy sneakers to the airport and pack the flip-flops and lighter shoes in the suitcase just in case. Oh, and make sure you layer up too. Every article of clothing you put on means less weight in your baggage, so don't forget to stuff your pockets while you're at it. Of course, you probably want to skip anything that might get confiscated at security checks, but certain things like books, chargers, and toothbrushes can easily be brought along like this. Number 2, wear a travel jacket. If you really want to maximize things, a travel jacket is your best bet. Not only do they keep you warm, but they also have more pockets than you know what to do with. Each massive pocket can be filled with all sorts of essential belongings, so you may not even need a suitcase if you're just going on a short trip. A lot of people say that you should skip the electronics during minimalist travel, and that honestly makes a lot of sense. But with that said, travel jackets have so much storage space that you can just stuff your laptop or phone inside, and you'd still have plenty of room for your travel documents, wallet, and other smaller items. Think of it like this. Instead of packing a bag, you're just packing yourself, and that's gonna make things so much easier when you get to the airport. I'll leave a link to my favorite travel jacket down below. Number 1, use compression bags. So perhaps the single biggest enemy I face during air travel is, well, air. And I don't mean the air outside the airport either. Nope, I'm talking about all of the air that takes up space in your gosh darn luggage. As much as I try to squeeze all that air out, everything just gets all puffy again, and I'm feeling just like there's no hope for me. Now, when I discovered compression bags, I was absolutely floored by how effective they were. They can get a bit heavy if you put enough things inside, but the way they vacuum seal my luggage makes it less bulky. I can basically carry all of the essentials on my back, and no one would be able to guess how much stuff I've got on me. I'll leave a link down below to some of my favorite compression bags. When in doubt, take it out, and I can't tell you how many times I've been on a trip to only come home and realize that, oh, I never actually ended up wearing the shirt I brought, or oh, I actually never ended up wearing these jeans I brought. I've probably overpacked more times than I have underpacked. And here's a bonus tip that I tend to do a lot: ration your consumables or toiletries. Now what I mean by this is that instead of bringing an entire bottle of hair gel or lotion that'll last you more than a month, what you want to do is ration it for how long your trip is going to last. So instead of bringing this whole bottle of lotion, that you see here, I can just pump a few of these squirts into a travel size container that you see over here. By rationing your consumables or toiletries, you'll start to understand how much you need for future trips. So for me, usually like a 0.85 ounce tube of toothpaste lasts me about a week if I brush my teeth daily, and then a full bar of soap lasts me for about 50 showers. And 3 ounces of conditioner is more than enough for me to last 3 weeks. And there you have it. These 10 minimalist packing tips will help you travel to the ends of the earth, stress-free and light on your feet. No more excess baggage charges, no more hauling around a suitcase that's way too heavy, and none of the hassle of finding a place to store it. So, are there any minimalist packing tips that you know that I forgot to mention? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until then, safe travels everybody.